phone. Take 3. Welcome to a level of a true crime. Mama D, literally take 3. So when you're at home on replay, the joke is that the live audience has gone through. I didn't only just have my mic muted in one way, it was muted in twice. They know I've done the spill without being able to hear what I'm saying. So I love my replay crew at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I especially love those that are in the live putting up with me now going, OMG, how's she going to know she got no sound? Thank you, Jennifer Swain, for messaging me. Chat is flying. Hey, it is what it is. We'll edit it out, right? Jay Slater's strongest evidence, I think, possible in this case. I think we have it. And I don't think there's a way out. There's no way to look at it different, in a different light. There's no camera angle to it. It's not half-face or any of that. It's the actual evidence of the case itself, which is undeniably strange, mysterious, but it's the action that, and we're going to call Jay the victim because I personally believe Jay is a victim. It's the action that he doubled down on. What do I mean by double down? Okay. We're going to go over the duplication of actions that Jay allegedly would have taken. I've never seen it in any other case where the victim is doubling down on actions or even tripling up on actions. In other words, doing something back to back repetitively, back to back as deja vu. Like, do it now, turn around, do it again. Do it now, do it again, do it again. So what in the world? I know I've got some sort of a mic whistle now. I'll try to pull the mic back. Let me just check sound because we are having issues. It'll only take a second, my loves. Okay. My sound is stupid today. Okay, are you there? Something's automatically messing with my mic. Not only was I muted, but it was put down really, really quiet. Okay, so give me a 1 if y'all can hear me good. This is wild. This is the most strange live. And what I have is so important to share. Can I get a 1 in chat at all? Oh, and now chat is, oh my God, the amount of people flying on chat. Okay. All right. So let's get into this together. There are certain behaviors that you could just call it a glitch in the matrix. And you could say, okay, well, that's just a weird thing that happened. And then there are those things that are different. They're so peculiar that they make you question something. And you're like, why would that happen twice? Why would that happen twice? Why would that happen 3 times? Why would that happen twice? Right? And it cues you up with an immediate red flag because that's not normal. So if you're driving down the highway and you see a kid standing with a red balloon, and then you're driving down the highway and you see a kid with a red balloon, you're going to be like, what the hell, right? Because duplication is something that isn't common. And it's certainly not common, in my opinion, with all the cases that we've went through, for a victim to double down in actions that they took prior to their death, or even triple down on actions. The only time I see that is when it's actually a cover-up and there's so much suspicion around it that they're doubling down on and implanting the evidence. So they're like, this person said it and this person said it. And they'll have the exact same words, like no difference in view, no matter where they were standing in the room. You feel me? Okay. So let's get into this. Like I said, I'm going to have to really edit some stuff. There are some things here that are just twos. Happens to be the number two. Nothing to it. But there are some very incredibly telling twos that in itself, that the suspicious doubling up and tripling up of back-to-back repetitive behavior of the victim before they go missing is sus enough to say, would this victim behave in this repetitive manner? And then when you throw it into the fact that this person that's being alleged to double down and triple down on the same action being repetitive isn't being described in the clothing that they wore, it almost leads more credibility to the idea that it could be a cover-up. So they're tripling down to make sure that they got a witness to see them, to make sure that it reached the right party, including Debbie, the mom, right? To make sure that the public heard this part of the story. So I'll read them real quick, and I'm going to sneak down here. And here we go. It's going to be quick because we're going to break a lot of these down. Now, the ones we're going to focus on today are the important ones. Now, this is just a collection of some that I came up with. But we're going to break it down to the ones that there's, I believe, 6 of them that Jay himself was part of that to me is the absolute strongest evidence that we have foul play. Okay? So with that, let's go through them. 2 friends flew with Jay to Tenerife for a holiday. Oh, well, right? 2 male friends seen on video throughout the holiday. Okay. 2 denied card transactions. Big red flag here. 320 and then 160. Second time is half. In other words, we've got this 2 going on with the 2 denied. 2 orange-handled knives. Big red flag. 2 men at the Airbnb where Jay stayed. 2 men came to the door at the Airbnb with Ophelia and a wheelbarrow. 2 cars were at the Airbnb, 1 for 30 full minutes. 2 stolen watch messages, big red flag. 2 bottles of Henny to the head, big red flag. 2 men report Jay asking what time for the bus, plus Ophelia. That's triple down, so we'll get into that. 2 times Jay had to be told how to turn his GPS on, and I'll add 2 times he acted completely surprised where he was. 2 troll messages to Debbie. 1, you'll never see your boy again, and another one about being moored and Lucy being the distributor. And even stranger yet, 2 repatriations. I have a hard time with that word. So we're going to break this, I guess it'd be over here for you guys. We're going to break this duplication thing down because like I said, why would the victim duplicate a lot of his own actions? I don't see it happening. What could be happening is that the cover-up, they're doubling down on falsifying and faking that information to backtrack, to make sure that it's accountable, right? To cover their tracks, hence the cover-up. Let's go ahead and look at these a little closer. As you can see, I've got in red the really, really important ones. I want to talk about the 2 denied card transactions. I want to talk about the 2 orange-handled knives. I want to talk about the 2 stolen watch messages. I want to talk about the 2 bottles of Henny to the head. I want to talk about the 2 men reporting that Jay asked about the bus times. And I want to talk about the 2 times that Jay had to be explained how to turn his GPS on and the shock again where he was. How are you shocked twice where you are, right? So we've got those all broke down over here. Like I said, there's a lot of doubles in this case that are strange. They're definitely strange. gonna what? Email me? We're gonna have to record it and email it to Mama D. What? Oh, Channel 4 doc. Yeah, you will, because I won't get it over here. Hello, welcome to the channel. I've watched it since day one, still say it was one incident that led to the involving of rugs. I don't believe it was intended for the rug scheme to be exposed, involved, wrong place, wrong time. I think you're very close to where I think it went to. I do. Courtster, good to see you, Laura. I think some of it is revenge, given the fact that TH's relatives and friends were there, in my opinion. I never saw them there. Every bit of proof I saw was literally pictures on that date being posted where they're on a beach, TH and his whole family on that weekend. And it wasn't Tenerife. So I will have to disagree with what I've found. Jim Star, the only thing that changes are the lies. The truth can never change. Really, truthfully. So let's get on to the first thing. Let's break this down. 2 denied card transactions, 320 and 160. Second time is for half the amount. So it's after this, like 5-6 hours later, that Jay allegedly does put that he's a marked man. So whether that's a bank transaction where the account's flagged, we hear Haji wanting his 200 pounds. And then Jay saying he's marked, right? They got a mark on him. It could be both. It could be that his account is flagged, so he can't get no money out of it. And it could also mean that he can't pay back a debt. Get my 200 pounds out. It ain't there. You ain't getting it, Hodge. You ain't getting it. So this whole thing, I feel the 2 denied bank things, which are much earlier in the night, around 9 o'clock-ish or something, I believe this is the pivotal point where shit goes wrong, where all of a sudden we have a problem. Next, we have the 2 orange-handled knives. Why 2, first of all? Why 2 knives? Why not 1 knife? My chair is stuck. Hold on. Why 2? You got to put them in your pants. You're going to put them in the waistband. 2 large kitchen knives, and you're a skinny little kid. Why grab 2? That's just weird to me. But that being said, he himself as the victim said, and this is after posting that he feels he's marked, right? Now, he's literally, according to MWT, said that the knives are for his protection. That should be queuing up a lot of people that something's wrong here. I mean, you don't have to do the math too hard here, where you're like, I'm marked, my bank account's not working, I'm on holiday, I'm off my face. I owe for money, most likely, for whatever I took off that got me off my face. I owe somebody something. And I got Haji breathing down my neck for 2 tons. He's telling me to come home. I'm like, are you handicapped? Are you disabled? I'm not coming home. I have a mark on me, dude. You don't think that's enough to already have concern for this victim? How much clearer could it be? Then we get this. Over here, we've got this little video that came first. Just took a 12K rollie off some CUNT with this Molly, it's M-A-L-I. This Molly kid off to get 10 quid for it now, haha, off my undies. But then over here, we have quite a few differences. Yes, cuz ended up getting thrown out of there. Me with 2 Molly kids, Molly now M-A-I-L-I. So a correction made there. Adding the word S, so we have 2 Molly kids. just took an AP, so it's no longer a Rolex. It's now an AP of some CUNT on my way to sell it for 10 quid, and 10 quid is spaced, and it has nothing to do with off my undies. So this would have been taking place in the vehicle while Ahab is driving a car. Wax Unfiltered has shown that it does appear that if you look at this picture of Jay in the glasses, or whoever the hell this is in glasses, it looks like the driver is wearing pink, right? Just like Ahab is, and turned around and taken a picture of him. So that's strange. But why double up on the messages? Again, the duplication. It's almost like they did it and they were like, okay, that looks pretty good, but you're not going to put me in the picture. Put him in the picture. Good Lord. Because you're showing me, right? Quack, quack. There's another double, quack, quack, right? So the main difference here is that here on the left, we're seeing Ahab. I don't think you wanted that in the setup, in the cover-up. So it got redone by somebody and doesn't show Ahab anymore. Now, the 2 bottles of Henny to the head, that's strange. That's the strangest thing I've ever heard, especially now that you think about the fact that he died of head trauma, severe head trauma. But yet, this poster, this 1111, has been a staff nurse for 32 years. And listen to what she has to say. Mama D, I have 32 years in a very busy A&E department as a staff nurse and then emergency nurse practitioner. I've seen falls from heights, ones that survived, and fatal, sadly. I cannot ever understand, or anyone I worked with would say the same. It stated fatal fall from height onto head, fatal and instant death, with no C-spine fracture, which is a broken neck. No way, no broken neck. 2 bottles of Henny to the head matches perfectly the history of that one. Not a fall from a height to the head. Thing is, the mechanism of the injury needs to match, and this one just don't. But the Henny bottles to the head does, 100%. So, I mean, it's hard to say if any of it matches because we don't know what Jay's injuries were, like the shape of it and so forth. Was there glass in the wound? There's a lot of things that I would wonder. Because if you're going to hit somebody, wouldn't you break the bottle on their head? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. But it makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. Okay, you guys. Let's get ready. We're going to play something here soon. Okay. Oh my God, that's so loud. Hold on. That's probably why I had the volume down. Dang, I feel like I'm talking super loud. It's me, Pretty Reckless says, hi, honey. I think you're right about duplicate evidence. Weirdly, I have 2 of a lot of footage, some that came earlier and some later down the line. I feel that. I'm just saying, when it's a cover-up, you see a pattern of duplication in triples, right? Because they're covering it up and they're making sure they're doubling down. They'll ask, their witnesses dressed in pants when the victim's in shorts, they screw up there. That witness or that person makes sure that they're seen by 3 witnesses asking the same question about the same time. In other words, they went from one person and said, do you know what time the bus is coming? Then they turned and went to the next person that's very close. Do you know what time the bus is coming? And then they turned and they asked the third person, do you know what time the bus is coming? It's no wonder if she took him over and was like, this is a bus stop. Because if somebody's going to ask the same questions 3 times, even though they're getting an answer every time, you begin to wonder if they're daft. So that doesn't make sense. The whole thing where both squeaky chair, Brad and Brandon go through that whole scenario of having to show Jay or tell Jay how to turn his GPS on. And then they both make that same remark, which we're going to listen to about, then they were laughing at first and then they realized, oh shit, where he is. Yeah. So let's see, what are we on right now? Did we do this one? Yep, we did the 2 bottles to the head. That's just wild to me. Okay. The 2 men report Jay asking what time for the bus. I just kind of covered that one. And I find it strange that they matched the same description as the 2 guys that knock on the door with a wheelbarrow with Ophelia. So that would have meant that they literally are the last people to see the victim alive. So I don't see them as an independent witness because they are literally the last people to see this victim alive, as well as Ophelia. So you can't really trust what they have to say when they're the last people that see the person alive, let alone if the victim was seen at your rental property when he was last seen alive. You feel me, Burn? Okay. Hey, TCB01, good to see you, honey. Hey, Baban, I hope you're all doing good.
He said, yeah, no worries. Then he rang me, he was texting me, sending videos, which were, he was outside again. Yeah. I rang him, I said, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm set off walking, me lad. He was laughing with me at first. Then he sent me the location, and we realised, oh shit. But in this time, I think he's already been on the phone to Brad.
Okay, so they were laughing at first, and then he said, put your location on. And then he said, oh, shit, when we realized where we were. Okay. Let's listen to Brad.
At that point?
Not at the time, no, because we were both like laughing about it. I think he's
not at the time because we were both laughing about it.
He said, look where I am. Like, we're just, I just come out of a festival myself. Because he didn't seem concerned on the phone until we knew how far away we were.
Until we knew how far away we were.
Put location on. He said, an hour drive.
Put your location on. He would have already had it on. He would have already had it on. He just had it on for what's his face? Haji Paji. Had him put his location on. But Jay's surprised twice. I mean, what in the actual hell? He's asking the guy, do you know what time the bus comes? Yeah, 10 o'clock. Oh, okay. Do you know what time the bus comes? 10 o'clock. Oh, thanks. Do you know what time the bus comes? 10 o'clock. Where are you? Put your GPS on. Oh my God, look where we are. I don't know where I am. Put your GPS on. Oh, look where I am. You see how stupid this is? This ain't right. It's duplicated because it's cover up. It's not real. Time does not duplicate itself like this. The boy was in shorts, not pants. We had 3 witnesses saying he's in pants, asking the bus stop. Where's the bus stop? Where's the bus stop? No. We're not. This isn't like Forrest Gump sitting there, how much is a box of chocolates, for God's sakes. This is a kid that's actually has enough sense to call his friends and use his phone and text. So you can't say he's so not smart and off his head that he can't text because he can even spell undies right. And I had a hard time with that. Yeah, he just off his head walks into the mountains and just falls randomly to his death and doesn't break his neck. Hey, Ocean Deep. One reminder to use in my opinion when giving your theory. Oh, I'm sorry, in my opinion. Gemstar, hello. You said the only thing that changes are the lies. Truth can never change. I agree. I must be way, but oh my Lord, way far behind. Very, very good. Valid points, Mama D. I thought this. Jay surprised twice on the location. Doesn't work. Right. It makes 0 sense, though. It makes 0 sense. Crispy and Lucy's family are both property developers. I wonder if there's a connection, so Chris went to help. He also does develop. He works in media, and so does DTR father. They all sell as well. Exactly, Rosina May. Choose a magic number if you're covering up a crime. But let's go back over to this real quick. 2 card denials, right? Somebody trying to get money off Jay's card, whether it's him or not, I don't know. They're trying to get money off his card, not once, but twice, and cutting the amount in half, hoping to get even a little. You got 2 orange-handled knives. Why 2? Unless maybe you were there with Brad. Maybe it's actually Jay and Brad, and they actually both grabbed orange-handled knives. Why 2 stolen watch messages? One a Rolly, one an Apex. This one has the in it. And you ain't going to be sending that off to no group chat. No. Maybe it did. Maybe that's the one that got sent to the group chat. I don't know. I just feel that one of the biggest reasons would be to add that other person. So it's 2 Molly kids. And make sure Ib's not in the footage, but it's Jay's face to incriminate him, right? Why 2 bottles of Henny to the head? That's the most cryptic saying ever. It's really bothersome. 2 men report Jay asking about the bus. I can't hit that any harder. 2 times Jay had to be told how to turn his GPS on, and 2 times he was like, "Oh, look where I am! Oh, look where I am!" What the hell? It's almost, if I was to believe all this shit, I'd be like, Jay was like Dora the Explorer. I mean, Dory on Nemo, on Little Nemo, right? Hi, I'm Jay Slater. How are you? Hi, I'm Jay Slater. How are you? It doesn't work unless it's a cover-up. I feel it's the strongest evidence in the case is that there's so many duplicates and triples of this person's behavior that they just wouldn't do. It wouldn't make sense. Hey, David Mathinson. Oh, I got to backtrack. Carrie. Okay, G says, okay, G. What's Prime Candy say? There are so many characters in this story, you'd think one of them would have folded by now. Oh, I agree. Here we go. Aw, thank you, OKG. I think I missed one, but I did my best. Wait, I found another. Brad moved his head perfectly before anyone knew he was up there. I'm saying, why 2 orange-handled knives? Unless you got a buddy with you, right? And you're like, grab a knife, Brad. Damn it, Janet. Lucy's not going to make it here in time to get us out of here. And they had fucked around, right? They were behaving as effing idiots, according to Lucy. You feel me? Feel me? Why 2 orange-handled knives? Unless you have a buddy with you and you were both effing off, and now something went wrong. Something went wrong. Right-seeking justice, lies always change. Truth remains the same. They need to be interrogated. Yeah. 2 knives, 2 bottles, 2 lads. 2, oh my God, look where we are. I just come out of the rave myself. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't say, look where we are. I mean, his bank card was found up there, right? Just saying. Maybe Brad was able to pay for his part of the rugs, but Jay wasn't able to pay for his part of the rugs. That's true, Jim Star. If you got them in the interview room, none of their stories would add up under pressure. They don't add up when they're not under pressure. The knives were used as distraction, all lies. That's possible too. I mean, we have no proof of what the real story is. So, I want to ask you guys' opinion on something not Jay Slater related. I have a song, and over on Mama D, I want to start. I've been putting it on the back burner, trying to figure out exactly where I need to be with it. Right? It takes a while to get to where you feel comfortable with something. So I'm thinking about starting a morning show over there. And it would just be about just an update of all the true crime things, like the Barry Morphew thing with the evidence and everything that came out. Just little talks where we just get our cup of tea, cup of coffee, cup of joe, and we sit around and BS about true crime for, half hour to an hour in the morning, right? So I've got a song I'd like to play to see if you guys like it. So from 1 to 10, right? So a 10 is amazing, like give it your all, 10, or anywhere down or in between, all the way down to a 1 where it's like, I hate that song, right? So somewhere in the middle is a 5 or a 6 and it's okay, and so forth, okay? And then we'll come back to this, but I'm going to play it. Oh, you can't hear it. How could I do it? I would have to add it. Let me see if I can add it. No, I can't add it because it's music. Darn it. Well, anyway, all that for naught, right? Okay, tell me about the morning show. Give me a 1 for that's a bad idea. I don't want to do a morning. Now, when I say morning, I'm talking 9 a.m. my time. And if you're in the UK, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it'd be your 3 o'clock tea time. And I don't know. I just was thinking that'd be something fun to do. All right. So we're getting some great ideas. Okay. What now? Of course, you're talking about Jay again. I've seen a video of 2 men marching Jay off the beach, leaving a message to DD. Haven't saved it though. I have no idea, hon. You'd have to let me see it, I think. I don't know. I've never seen that. Okay, so Justice says 3 o'clock in the afternoon would be good. Okay, great idea. Okay, so 3 o'clock, you guys' time would work. Because it'd be early for me. I mean, 9 a.m. is early. Okay. Hey, Viv Love, you said, yes, Cordy, made Jay's bosses more willing to hand him over to the TH situation, in my opinion. Okay, so Viv is on board with it. What's Baban saying? Can YouTube do it? It's not bad comments. They're not bad. What? Oh, you might have to put on, there's top play and there's live play. If you put on live play, you'll see everything. It's a setting you choose, sweetheart. Oh, a lot of school pickups between 3 and 4. That's the only time I can do it unless I go earlier for me, which is 8 a.m., which means I'd have to get up at 6 a.m. I don't know if I could pull that off. That'd be very early in the morning for me. Okay. Laura has 2. So a lot of you have school pickup at 3. So, all right. So what? 8 o'clock it is then. David Matheson says 9 a.m. The Hoover will not even be switched on in that time in the morning. All right, I'm going to try 8 a.m. for you folks. We won't be doing it this week, but we will be doing it for the month of July. I'm trying to get the commercial made and, our intro and pick our song, and it'll just be conversations. So it'll never be a big thing where I do a bunch of show and tell. We'll leave that over here to discuss all the cases that way. It'll be more or less like, look what I just heard. This is a rumor. This is fact. This case, that case. And we might talk about multiple cases in the morning. It's going to be like spilling the beans in true crime for the day, right? That will be lovely. You guys like that idea? Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, we're not deleting comments, sweetheart. I have no idea. Okay, so I'm going to be on, let's see, it's 25th. Yeah, it might be even sooner, just a few days before the end of the month. We'll see how fast I get all the back end details going. I absolutely am blown away by Starlights right now. We're getting like 500 views, so that's incredible. And I appreciate all the members, and they do get the live member chat while we build, as well as they get the actual building of houses and stuff. It's really cool. Like once you're a Starlight, you're really a Starlight forever. And so it really works out cool. Morning tea with Yorkshire. That is weird. You say morning tea and true crime starts with the T, right? Morning tea and true crime. I might come on to PJs a lot because that's awful early, but I'm willing to do it, and I might not be wearing makeup. I'll come on with my house robe and I'll be like, I'm here. I'm awake. I'm joking. That is early in the morning now. I do have amazing mods. Thank you, Lindsay. All of our mods are incredible. They truly are. All right, my lovelies. I'm going to jump off here. I hope that you have a fantastic day. I will continue to work on the back end and get our morning show ready. So in July, we'll have, and start thinking up names, right? Of our morning show and what we could call it. And I don't know. I've got a song. I like the lyrics. I'll keep digging. I love you guys. I pray for justice for Jay. Also, I am praying for the safe return of Lily and Jack Sullivan. I have another video out tomorrow that is about Lily and Jack Sullivan. And then after that video, I have another video to talk about on the Jay Slater case. I'm just taking little reprieves now. I'm not sure if I'll do them all back to back, but we'll get there together. Did you hear something kick in? That was weird. Must be time to go. I think I'm getting a storm. I love you to the moon and back.